Welcome to the Future Finance Freedom podcast, where you get to know about Web3 and cryptos, how the internet and financial system is getting transformed. So, here we try to break it in a simplified way so that you can make your way in this new wave of internet. I'm Rashi, your podcast host, back with our another special guest, Madhur. He's the co-founder and CEO at Dextr Exchange, and in this episode, we are talking about decentralized exchanges. So, welcome, Madhur. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Rashi. I'm great, and hope you're doing good too. And it's a pleasure to be here, and uh, we are talking about a very sensitive topic at this moment, which is decentralized exchanges, because we have seen, one of the biggest collapses in centralized exchanges,
DEX.
and and that is why we wanted to build something that actually solves a big problem area,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is the problem of majorly custody, liquidity efficiency,
Mm-hmm.
and basically liquidity. Currently, there are three major challenges, right, in the industry. One is the custody, the other one is liquidity efficiency, and the third one is governance, right? Any exchange or any Web3 protocol, right? It needs these three things to be secure and function, in a sustainable manner.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we have been trying to solve these three different areas to create an, economic system where it is self-sustainable, and it is not. It is built in such a way that scammers and stealers and hackers, they don't get their say. So they are kicked out of the system and they're identified. So with these things, we have built Dextr, which is an exchange and aggregator, right? It's a non-custodial exchange, and what separates us from others is the use of smart accounts powered by soulbound tokens.
Great, great. Yeah, so this is sounds interesting and excited to have you. So, can you please give a little bit about your background? So, you have given a brief overview of Dexter, maybe a
Yeah.
bit about your background too.
Sure. So I started my blockchain journey in 2014. Right. At that time, I was working for Government of India, and my primary responsibilities were implementation of ERP solutions across 48 laboratories in India. There's an organization called Ministry of Science and CSIR, for Ministry of Science and Technology,
Mm-hmm.
and I was working there for the government. And so while I was working there and doing my own research, I came across Bitcoin and the concept of blockchain. So I think because we were handling a lot of sensitive
Mm-hmm.
uh, information, and actually in public dealing, it is more about the user experience and services more than
Mm-hmm.
the data. So while we were doing that, blockchain seemed very interesting, and it seemed like a great fit. So since then, my journey, I started studying more. We built a couple of applications before Dexter, one of
Mm-hmm.
which was focused towards eliminating of exam manipulation, the result manipulation that happens in high stake entrance exams. So we had built these kind of
Nice.
products, and I've also got a patent for the same.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, so this is how it started. But then I was earlier, I was keen on implementing blockchain in some of these areas, but it felt that you could contribute more by getting out of the system rather than being in it. So that is why I quit my job in 2018, and that
Mm-hmm.
is when I started with the full-time journey in Web3.
Great, great. This is amazing. So, like, before we move forward, I would like to do a quick 5 to 6 rapid fire questions with this or
Sure.
that addition, and where you will have to choose one option out of the two so that
Okay.
I know you and the audience know you much better. Are
All
you
right.
ready?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, what would you choose out of BTC or ETH?
BTC.
Great. So, NFTs or altcoins?
Actually, not NFTs. So maybe some good altcoins.
Trader or investor?
Investor.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, FOMO or JOMO? JOMO is joy of missing out.
I think FOMO, because I think FOMO is what drives you more than.
Yeah, so let's take the conversation forward. So
Sure.
like you already have given a brief overview of Dexter. Maybe can you elaborate and how users can benefit? A user journey on DEXs like still looks quite complex for some people and not easy for everyone who is
Right.
looking to trade and you can say providing liquidity. So how
Right.
does Dexter is going to make it easier?
Yeah. So first of all, I'll have to ask you a question. What do you use? Have you used centralized exchanges or decentralized exchanges?
Yeah, I mean like I started my journey with the centralized exchanges, but
Okay.
right now like you can say for swapping or maybe for providing liquidity or bridging, I used decentralized exchanges, maybe Uniswap or
So
Pancake
you have
or
used
Sushi.
Uniswap, right?
Yeah,
All right, great. And you have used it as a trader or also as a liquidity provider?
less of a liquidity provider, but trader. Like I'm not a full-time trader who
Right.
trades and take trades on the basis of volatility. I'm more into investing. So like
Right.
you can say I do swing trades maybe once in a month or twice in a month. So that for that I use DEXs, Uniswap.
All right. And how is your experience with Uniswap?
Yeah, see, Uniswap is like when we talk about the user journey, it's getting, you can say, complicated because of the multiple clicks on the transactions that we have to. Like,
Right.
first, we have to approve the, you can say, USDT or USDC, whatever we are using.
Correct.
And like they provide multiple steps to use that. And when it comes to centralized exchanges, their interface is very easier and everyone can understand. Maybe our elder ones can also easily
Right.
understand. So we
Right.
have to make that DEX experience also kind of similar to the centralized exchanges when it comes
Exactly.
to easier point. So how
Exactly.
Dexter is going to
Yeah,
provide that?
so you have very beautifully put it that you need the user experience of a centralized exchange with the
Right.
trust of a decentralized exchange, right?
Hmm.
And that is with that is how we have envisioned Dexter, right? That the user experience that you get is going to be exactly of a centralized exchange, whereas the trust and security will be of a decentralized exchange.
Hmm.
And how is that? So I'll give you an example. Uniswap,
Yeah.
right? So let's go step by step, right?
Hmm.
So first on Binance, you create an account, right?
Hmm.
Then you deposit funds, and then you can either use a limit order or market order or multiple
Hmm.
trading tools, right?
Right. Hmm.
So we'll just stick to, let's say, a limit order for now, and you just create a limit order, and this is ideally the easiest user experience and more accepted user experience that is there, right?
Yeah.
All right. And now, when we talk about Uniswap, so it starts with first you have to connect your wallet,
Hmm.
right? Then you have to, again, that is one signature, like one of the clicks. Then you have to basically connect to the DApp or the
Hmm.
exchange,
Hmm.
right? And then again, the point is there are so many interactions. In this
Hmm.
case, you directly swap, you do
Hmm.
not deposit, right,
Hmm. Hmm.
your funds in a account, whereas in a centralized exchange you deposit your funds with the centralized exchange, right?
Hmm.
So the biggest factor is the custody, right?
Right.
What if you could solve the problem of custody in such a way that you get the user experience of centralized exchange? So you could also create an account which has
Hmm.
enough security measures, enough provisioning in case you lose the private keys, you can recover them.
Hmm.
In case you can have multiple factor authentications and all those things that you do in a centralized exchange, right? So this is how this user experience, some key components I would say,
Hmm.
that enables this kind of a user experience in Web3.
Hmm.
So again, like account abstraction is one of those things where it makes the onboarding of a user
Hmm.
very seamless onto Web3, right? And then the second part is that a trader has to be sure that his basically, now let's say first the custody is solved, that
Hmm.
it's fine. Now the second thing comes is, um, when you place an order,
Hmm.
right, you're sure that no bot is attacking it,
Hmm.
I'm getting the fair price, nobody
Price.
else
Hmm.
is trying to front run me, and all
Yeah.
those kind of things, right? Otherwise there is no point in doing it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
and then finally you want to have the best price in terms of that, the liquidity is available, right?
Hmm.
And but again, let's say it is constant in both the scenarios, right?
Hmm.
So in terms of user experience, you get the user experience of Binance in the sense that when you connect to Dexter, you will first create an account which is a smart account, which is a smart contract wallet, right? That you want to trade, maybe lend or do whatever. I mean, that's your gateway to Web3, right?
Hmm.
And then uh, you have an option of doing a trade which is like a limit order, market order. It has all those, advanced with stop loss and all those kind of, primarily basically a complete order book, right? Which
Okay.
again is a problem in Web3, that there are not many
Yeah.
order books. And if you
Right.
look at the traditional finance, even Nasdaq and everyone, they are used to order books.
Yeah.
Everything is based on order books, right? So if you're talking about mass adoption, it will happen only when you get the order book with the same user experience and better security, right? Then only the people will come. And then comes the third part, that when the trader, you're getting the best price. On the other
Hmm.
side, you're a liquidity provider, you're getting the best returns on your
Hmm.
capital
Hmm.
invested, right?
Hmm.
Now I would talk about this in probably one of the coming questions, but in a nutshell, this is the kind of user experience that you get using, the emerging technologies in Web3 space right now.
Okay, so like you are providing the custody of the assets that a user have and providing them the Web2 kind of exchanges experience with the Dextr. So custody and user experience are the 2 points that uh,
Yes.
are
Yes. So
considered.
basically, when we say custody, it is self
Mhm.
custody.
Yeah.
We don't control your funds, right?
Mhm.
But we have, designed our smart contracts in such a way using soul-bound tokens, which is non-transferable NFTs, right?
Mhm.
That you are able to have a lot of features. For example,
Mhm.
you can have social recovery. You
Mhm.
can just soul drop or drop an NFT that is non-transferable to your
Mhm.
friends and family who you know personally, and you make
For
them
the
your
backup
guardians.
purpose.
Yes, you make them
Mhm.
your guardians.
Mhm.
And you can also have multiple measures, right? This is just an example,
Mhm.
right? So
Correct.
this is where I think the custody we provide. And another thing, you would have read this RBI notice that just came. RBI, I think, a circular regarding inheritance. So currently, if a user died, right,
Mhm.
uh, you know they would have to go to different banks everywhere to produce the
Mhm.
same certificate and everything
Right.
in
Right.
order to get the nominee funds, right? So they have started doing that. Now you just need one identity, or one, you can do it with just one, your Aadhaar card, and all the nominee funds you'll be able to get. So this kind of experience even the government is working on, and this is what we have
Mhm.
again built into Dexter, that even if you die, right,
Mhm.
your rightful nominees get the holdings in the percentage that you allocated. So it's like, in a way, you're providing will execution or will
Mhm.
administration services, right? So these are some of the things. And having custody on chain, right, of funds, and
Mhm.
self custody, right, and these kind of flexibilities. Even, user can have their own custom policies. So for example, a user, in order to protect their funds, right, they would say, I will only withdraw my funds, or I will only allow my funds to be withdrawn on this whitelisted address.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's like, you create a new account, and
Mhm.
you create a third party account, right,
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
transfer. So those kind of functionalities and everything can be programmed.
Great, great. So like they like user hold their own custody, and in case they have to transfer or maybe use it for the backup purposes, they get all the options for the signing at the stage of signing up itself.
Correct, correct. So because in a way, we abstract your identity from
Hmm.
EOA to a smart account. So inherently, blockchain does not recognize
Hmm.
identities, right? It
Yeah,
only
correct.
recognizes public addresses, right? So in a way, that is what we have done, and that's how these problems that were there,
Hmm.
these have been, or you can say, solved to a great extent.
Great, great. Yeah, like this is sounds good. Like custody with the Web 2 user experience can be a good combination for many of the users who are maybe just getting started or who are not into like understanding the tech behind all these
Correct.
applications working. So this is good.
Correct. No, I was saying the user experience should be in a simple and easy way where you don't
Correct.
even know what chain and what tools are there.
Right, right, right. So yeah, like when it comes to you can say success of the scalability of any DeFi project or maybe you can say decentralized exchange, user adoption is a important part for that. So what
Right.
strategies or initiatives do you have in place to encourage that adoption and scalability of the project to
Right.
make
I
it
think,
accessible for the wider audience?
yeah. So I think, there is a lot of misinformation in Web3, right?
Hmm.
Because the word decentralized is being used very loosely, right? Because again, it is a subjective word, let's be honest. So,
Correct.
what we believe is that, we need to provide education to the user and
Hmm.
then make them or have them make their own decisions and have an informed decision, I would say, right? And actually, we should tell them not about the positives of any product, but the negatives of each product
Negatives too.
or each service
Hmm.
that they are using so that they actually know what risks they are being exposed to. And
Hmm.
then probably if they think, this is a risk worth taking, why not? I mean, it's a free world and everybody has a free will. So, but yeah, at least you should be informed. And after that, it's your call. The problem is right now people are under the impression that, there are a lot of things which are great in Web3 and, those kind of things are there.
Correct.
It is a promising future, but still there are a lot
Hmm.
of problems. Otherwise, so many people and billions of dollars would not have been lost, right? So
Hmm.
that's
Correct.
how I think, first focus is on providing education to the users, and then, as I said, have them use it like what I would say, before you start into any new financial product, you do a paper trading,
Hmm.
right? So I think first, if a user is able to enjoy that paper trading experience, and there could be, a gamified version to that,
Hmm.
where, in case people who are doing it in a good way, I mean, they get monetized when the token launches or when the exchange launches,
Hmm.
or however, that happens. But that is how we plan to, it's like, you're earning while you are learning. I think that is the
Great,
best way
great.
for any thing to get mass adoption.
This is very great point. Like, yeah, when it comes to paper trading, like many of the protocols, when they are in the development stage, or you can say just getting started, they provide the testnet also to
Yes.
users for like testing out and how the product is to give them the feedback. Also, like you mentioned, the point of education. This is very good. Like user education is a challenge in DeFi landscape where new protocols and concepts emerge frequently,
Right.
and most of these projects or you can say protocols are not educating users. They're just you can say teaching what they are building or maybe making
Right.
announcement post and all that. So which important topics or concepts users should educate themselves? What do you recommend on this?
So I think in terms of the education, pretty much all the information is available. It is just that the focus of the developers, I would say, or the builders is quite, you know, is it's where the problem lies. I think, like for
Hmm.
example, I'll give you an example. So I've read this book called "I Just Want to Know Where I'm Going to Die So That I Don't
Hmm.
Go There." This is the title of the book. So it is based on the investment philosophies and
Hmm.
life learnings and wisdom of Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, and it is done in such a way that even a layman
Hmm.
is able to understand that. And the title of the book is, if they wanted to summarize that book in one line, in one sentence, it would be the title, which is
Hmm.
like, I just want to know where I can lose my funds or where things can go wrong for me, and have them addressed. Then whatever I'm left with is going to be, the
Profitable
best
for
thing.
me. Hmm.
Correct. So we have built this on those principles, or with those with that mindset, right?
Hmm.
Because if you are trying to solve an incremental change on something which is bad, then you are creating a bad version of, even a worse version of that solution, right? If you're not able to solve the core fundamentals, then I don't think you should invite even users to use your application. And I'm not talking about the smart contract bugs.
Mhm.
It is something that you cannot prevent 100%, right? But with and this is why with time things evolve and mature into a state where once a protocol is mature enough, then you don't require multiple uh, audits. Once it has proved itself, the code is bug free and all those things, it is
Mhm.
immutable.
Great, great. So, like, yeah, this is good. Like, many of the protocols or projects just focus on the good side of the development, or maybe you can say highlighting their uh, good side, but they're not showing the you can say flaws they get in while developing their product, or maybe like there have been too many hacks in the 2023 itself. So we don't have the true story behind those hacks and exploits, because I'm not sure like if they are the planned hacks, if the team do them themselves. Like we don't get the true story, exact reason why this hack has been done, or the protocol has been exploited. In case if we get the true version, it would be easier for the users to understand the technology a bit better, right?
Right. No, I agree. And I think, couple of things like when we talk about these kind of scams and
Mm-hmm.
user education, again, the point is, a majority of that was not because, I would say, I don't have the stats ready, but even more than the code exploits or bugs, it
Mm-hmm.
was poor user experience. That
Correct,
was
I
the reason
agree.
behind those kind of hacks,
Mm-hmm.
right? From social engineering attacks to simple basic flaws, right? So, and that is where I think it is very important to first educate yourself that uh, what are the things that can go wrong
Mm-hmm.
before trying to build anything, because every solution comes with its
Problem.
own problem,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for example, Uniswap, when it solved a problem of the lack of order book,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then it came with a problem of impermanent loss, which was a new problem. Now people are trying to solve that problem.
Mm-hmm.
So at times, this is how the industry also matures. You also would know what things work and what things don't work. Even if you're losing something, but if you're not learning from that,
Mm-hmm.
or if you're not paying attention to what is actually happening, and you don't go into the nth details,
Mm-hmm.
things will not be clear. And when things are not clear, you may be good at coding, but probably you would not be able to apply your mind in the best possible solution, is what I feel.
Right, right. Like, yeah, this is very new industry, and even if we make losses, or maybe if we fail at some stage, we should consider every loss as a learning, because that's how we will, you can say, develop and grow and mature as an industry whole.
Mm,
Great.
that's
So,
correct.
like, yeah, Madhu, like interoperability is a hurdle in DeFi space, as user has to operate between multiple wallets while trading on, you can say, different chains. So, how does Dextr integrate with other blockchain networks and other DeFi platforms to achieve the seamless cross-chain compatibility?
Right. So again, I'll come back to that example of Binance and
Hmm.
Uniswap. When you go to Binance, do you use a bridge? You
No,
don't.
like we have all the tokens listed there,
Correct.
and we can just make the trades with the stables.
Correct. So you don't have to use any bridge,
Hmm.
right? You don't have to pay for any gas. So if in order to first sell a token, you need to have another token as
Hmm.
gas in these DEXs. And
Hmm.
in Binance, the user experience is you just come, deposit, and have a bridgeless. So it is
Yeah.
interoperable. But
Hmm.
because it is centralized, it is easy to get interoperability, because all you
Hmm.
need is to just connect with the APIs and all those things,
Yeah.
right? But in our case, you get a bridgeless experience in the sense that when you come to Dexter, your tokens, you deposit your tokens in a smart account or a smart contract wallet,
Hmm.
which you are the custodian of, right?
Hmm.
And then you store the tokens on their native chain. So it's like,
Hmm.
if you have Ethereum, you're going to what is the safest place to store it? On Ethereum chain, right? Instead of using any bridge. And again, bridges
Mm-hmm.
are nothing but a group of smart contracts and
Yeah.
all those things, right? So in a way, the idea is very simple. You lock them on the native chain, and even in certain cases where you want liquid staking, you can directly lock it to the validator and
Hmm.
earn liquid staking rewards. So you don't have to go to any
APYs.
other
Hmm.
protocol to do that, right?
Hmm.
And again, this is how what makes the blockchain very strong, when we have more and more staking in the system.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
in a way, our model creates that strength or robustness for the chain on which we are deployed in a way as well, right? Because people are in a way incentivized to stake their tokens and create a strong blockchain, right? So this is one. And then you don't need a bridge, because once the tokens are locked, we use a third party cross chain payment gateway, or communication gateway.
Hmm.
So it's like XLR. Have you heard of XLR?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So these kind of solutions, right?
Hmm.
Because we by virtue we are an exchange, right?
Hmm.
But we have designed our exchange in such a way that we become interoperable by creating a simple and easy standard which runs on every blockchain irrespective of their language programming and all those things, right? And then
Great.
use third party gateways to
Hmm.
have that seamless communication. So
Right. Right.
your tokens, again, your smart account would be, there might be a case where you have logged Ethereum on Ethereum chain, but your
Hmm.
smart account for that is on Polygon or
Hmm.
Arbitrum or
Hmm.
any other layer 2 that you might have chosen,
Hmm.
right? So it also is going to give you that flexibility. So you are able to choose which network you're comfortable with storing your tokens. I'm not talking about the native tokens,
Hmm.
but the smart account which only has the metadata. It does not hold the actual tokens. It only holds the balances. Like in Binance, you get those balances, right, of your portfolio. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is how this is how we have taken care of the interoperability, that you could have multi-chain signatures where you're initiating a withdrawal request from Polygon and you're transferring Ethereum tokens to another EOA account or a smart account. So that's how we have planned and thought of.
Great, great. So, like as you mentioned, if a user is holding their funds in the smart contract wallet, and they can also stake on the native chain. So this is like enhancing the security of the network, and also
Yes,
user gets additional rewards for holding in that
correct,
particular smart contract.
correct.
So both the
Yes.
parties are getting benefited, like user and the developers.
Okay,
This
I
is.
want to ask you a question now.
Hmm.
On Binance or any, let's say, centralized
Hmm.
exchange, do
Hmm.
you get staking rewards on open orders?
Like they give the option of like flexible staking and
Correct.
earn rewards.
Correct. But
Hmm.
do they give you, rewards on open orders? Limit orders, I'm talking
No,
about.
no, like we
No?
need to hold that in our spot wallet itself.
Correct. But in
Hmm.
our case, because the funds are already locked in the
Hmm.
liquid staking contract, you are able to get liquidity, these rewards even on open orders. So
Great,
this
great.
is one benefit, that when you merge centralized exchange and decentralized exchange, this is the kind
Hmm.
of efficiency, capital efficiency that you get, which I'll come to in probably next questions. But
Hmm.
this is how it's been designed.
Yeah, like this is very good. Like you are making the network secure also, and user is also getting rewarded for their funds holding,
Correct.
and they get the experience of trading also. So like multiple features and under one umbrella, you can say.
Correct. Yeah.
Great, great. So, like, would you like to tell the audience about further developments that, or maybe like how they can start with the Dextr exchange? Maybe an overview for that.
Sure. So we are very soon going to launch a testnet, right? And right now, what they can do is they can go to our website and join the waitlist, because we are looking for users who have that mindset that I'm going to find something that these guys have missed, right? We want those users, and we want to build. start building from community from that mindset, that and everybody who comes to the platform tries to do whatever negative thing as per them, or find
Hmm.
out any lacunas, right? If they don't get it, they're going to be a part of our ecosystem automatically. So that is how I think the idea is, once the main testnet is launched, we would be looking for people who at least have educated themselves.
Hmm.
And why I'm going to, because again, see, most of the exchanges or the DEXs that you have used to now are EOA based wallets,
Hmm.
right? This is something new. This is like an smart account wallet or a smart contract wallet. So again, this is I would say, although there are also other smart contract wallets available in the market as well, but we built it in such a way that you don't have to go to a different wallet, to different, it's like you just come to one place and you get everything, right? So yeah, I mean, that's what.
Yeah. So like as you mentioned, like you are trying like soon the testnet will be out, so you are going to leverage the community at its max, because like if they provide the feedback like what should can be integrated or what should be integrated in the protocol, and
Correct.
what feature they want, so this is
Right.
very good. Like what I feel is like community is the muscle of the business that you are building, and we
Correct.
should definitely leverage how the community wants the product to be and how we can provide them, serve them better, because at the end like users have to scale the product, and if they
Right.
get the good feedback and good response, definitely the it will be scaled
Yeah, so
greatly.
that's a very valid point that you've mentioned,
Hmm.
and I would just like to add to that. So on Dexter Exchange, we have something called rep score, right? Which is that the governance on Dexter platform is not based on the coin number of coins that you hold, like other
Okay.
exchanges.
Hmm.
So people are holding coins for governance, right?
Hmm.
In a lot of cases, they are not the actual users, they are just the people who are holding coins. The
Hmm.
users who are the actual users, they don't have any say in the system, right?
Hmm.
If they want to have a say, they will have to buy those tokens, which again
Hmm.
in a way
Hmm.
is unfair, to be honest, like and again, it is a way of governance, right? In our case, rep score is like you get one rep point for $1 worth of liquidity added to the ecosystem,
Hmm.
traded, amount traded, or held in your wallet. So it's like, if you're on Dexter,
Hmm.
if you are trading, if you're providing liquidity, if you're just holding tokens, right,
Hmm.
and securing the network, in all the three scenarios, you are getting, you know, uh,
Rewarded.
exactly. So,
Yeah, so like you can say like every type of user is getting rewarded, be he's the holder of the funds in the smart contract, or
right,
be he's the you can say trader. So like
right.
everyone is getting rewarded in one or the other way. This
Right.
is
And it is not
interesting.
just the rewards, he's
Hmm.
also earning the governance rights. So with every rep point, it's like, let's say you have 10,000 rep score, I
Hmm.
have 100 rep score.
Hmm.
I may have a lot of other tokens and everything.
Hmm.
So, your vote will have a weightage of 10,000 and my
Yeah,
vote will have a weightage of 100. And
100,
again,
right,
these are
right.
non-transfer. You cannot sell those because these are non-transferable. It is just your reputation score, which
Hmm.
again can also enable you, right? If you also have, or if you um, lock Dexter tokens with this, right,
Hmm.
you get another reputation where so let me talk about the liquidity efficiency
Hmm.
here. Currently the problem is that if you're on Uniswap, if you're a liquidity provider, you
Hmm.
get a percentage of the total fee collected, which
Hmm.
is fine as
Right.
per your proportion, right? But you're only able to earn from one pair for which you had put the collateral, right?
Hmm.
The other problem is that most of the times your liquidity is idle, in a way
Hmm.
that if there is not enough trading volume, your funds are just locked, they are not making any, they are not earning, nothing is growing.
Hmm.
In our case, we have built our protocol in such a way that your liquidity or the capital automatically gets reallocated as per the demand. So for example, as a liquidity provider on Dexter, you create you come with single sided liquidity. Let's say
Hmm.
you wanted to deposit 1000 USDT,
Hmm.
and you said I'm okay in providing liquidity for USDT Matic pair, USDT Ethereum
Hmm.
pair, and USDT Bitcoin pair,
Hmm.
right? So you just need to select in the drop down, and you can have your ranges that, if my USDT is only going to get exchanged
Hmm.
with Matic or Binance or whatever, if it is under within certain price range, right? And when that happens, I'm happy to trade back and forth,
Hmm.
right? So again, based on what Uniswap is doing in concentrated liquidity, so they are trying to have those ranges, right? So in our case, once you do that, then automatically your reputation is built based on various parameters. So as a trader, when you put an order, on the other side, the liquidity provider ranked one. On the
Hmm.
basis of their reputation, we are creating a rank for liquidity providers, right?
Hmm.
And so let's say that liquidity provider has 10,000 USDT worth of liquidity. You are the
Hmm.
first trader. You wanted to trade 100 USDT for Ethereum, and it is within that range. So instead of your $100, the fee on $100 getting split among the entire pool,
Hmm.
that 0.2% is being given to liquidity provider ranked one, because he is settling that trade.
Right. Right.
Correct?
Right.
So it brings in a lot of efficiency, and you're able to earn from multiple pairs. So for example, let's say all of your tokens are gone, USDT are
Hmm.
gone, now USDT is zero. There is
Hmm.
no rank in USDT pool.
Right.
But you may be rank one in Ethereum pool because now you have Ethereum balance.
Hmm.
And then because of rank one, whoever wants to get Ethereum first, you are selling them, right?
Hmm.
So your capital is, let's say, in a round robin manner, it's being allocated across in your earning fee from multiple pairs.
So yeah, like you are optimizing the capital efficiency and utilizing the idle liquidity that has been provided by the user. This
Correct.
is good. Like even if the trader or you can say user provided the liquidity, and it should not be left idle, and they are earning rep points and
Correct.
other benefits over that. Okay. So, like as you mentioned about the rep points, it's reputation points. So you are
Yes.
combining this with the, you can say, loyalty of the customer as well,
Yeah.
right?
Right. So because what we believe is that in a decentralized network, your reputation
Hmm.
is very important, because
Absolutely.
right, and the best way to have that reputation is by having a consistent unit of measurement, and which is not just by buying. There
Hmm.
could be multiple ways, like, for example, you might not be a investor or a trader, right? But you can contribute in other ways, which
Hmm.
translates to that amount. So you also eventually get a say in the system, in the governance of the
Hmm.
system, and a part of that. So a lot of these will also get unlocked as we grow, and then we introduce a lot of new features or things.
Great, great. Like this is very interesting to see so many features under one umbrella, and like every type of user is getting rewarded, be they providing liquidity or trading or earning rep points. So this
Right.
is very interesting product getting built. I would definitely try it out once the testnet is live.
Great.
So
Then would
like,
love you to go to our website and
hmm,
join the waitlist.
sure, sure, sure. Yeah, definitely. So like, what would you advise for someone who wants to explore the world of DeFi and maybe start using your protocol? What piece of advice would you give them?
So you're talking about our protocol if they want to use our protocol.
Yeah, maybe just in general as a world of DeFi and your own Dextr protocol as well.
All right. So I think, first, because I would talk in general about the Web3 protocol. First thing is that, you should look for, smart custody solutions. There are smart contract wallets
Hmm.
which, are based on account abstraction and all those things, token bound accounts. There are a lot of things
Hmm.
that are, happening in this space,
Hmm.
right? But again, none of those are 100%, or the end final product. It is just a beginning point on the basis of which you have to build as a
Hmm.
builder. Or yeah, so that is where you have to keep a check on this space.
Right, right. Yeah, like educating, as you mentioned, also like keep educating and keep trying out the features or the products that is getting built out, and after that you can find a good fit as per your needs and as per your purpose. So
Right.
that is good.
And as far as Dexter is concerned, you can, as I mentioned, just join the waitlist, and then you'll be getting notified. Also, join our social media channels, and we're going to launch very soon. I just want to keep a few secrets. We have something in mind, then we'll officially announce, and then, but eventually, yeah, the idea is as more and more people who are
Hmm.
coming into this space because they have lost funds, because they have they are not in terms of the FOMO that
Hmm.
I'm going to earn, more in the terms that I want to be a part of something that is actually
Hmm.
secure and will be able to solve my headache, right?
Actually rewarding also.
Exactly. I mean, that
Yeah.
is what that security, rewards are only meaningful if it comes with a security.
Security, definitely. Yeah,
Right. So, I
definitely.
mean, Web3, that is the reason why would you want to ditch Web2 and come to Web3 is the earning potential. Whether it is any project or anything, right? It is that is the reason you are coming. But
Hmm.
security is what you're not getting.
Right. So, like, yeah, as you have told so many things about so many features about the Dexter. So this, uh, like, you can say, give an overview of like how secure you are building and how rewarding it is for everyone. So this is very good. So, like, I'll definitely mention all the socials of the Dexter exchange, and if they want
Sure.
to connect with you, they will connect from the description itself.
Right.
So yeah, thank you so much, Madhur, for giving a very descriptive answers, and like you have made the things very clear with comparison of the centralized exchanges in with the example of Binance. So this
Right.
is very good for our audience to understand.
Right. I hope it is helpful, and the idea is to. I would also recommend reading that book. You know,
Yeah.
that is something that is going to save everyone.
Hmm.
In the times to come.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Thank you so much, Madhur. Thank you so
Thank you.
much for taking
All
the
right.
time.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.